Night, yeah. And you're completely right. Squintle is first man, and he's like, wow, you think you're going to take your sweet time? I don't think so. And just rushes at him. There's no way that one finds the back of the net. Vulcan is going to get another one.
Seems here Swintle just had a nice touch there. Volker just touches it down. Mayo missing that clear. Just not capitalizing on the touches there, as you can see.
Yeah, and that pretty much can never find the back of the net. I mean, now that you're down 3 goals, you really cannot afford to spend too much more of your time on your defensive half if you're Hydra. I do want to see Biscuit kind of wake up and show us the dominance we've been seeing from him all season. As so far, Mayo may be at the top of the scoreboard, but he did let that 1 goal just slip right by him. So really a team effort as another whiff is going to come through from Mayo, as the nerves definitely playing a factor here. This is a big-time showdown for a team trying to stay undefeated, and Tashega racing back, gets in front of that one, and a nice clear will put Vulcan with a little bit of boost, enough to get out of the situation, but it is only right back to the defenders of Hydra in the midfield as Tashega to the backboard, looking for the double. Does get 2 to go. Mayo actually has a chance here to get to the midfield, but Vulcan will clean it up. And Crispy, I mean, this is not the direction you want to be seeing the ball going right now, down 3 if you're Hydra.
Indeed, as you can see, Hydra had a almost crazy passing play there. It's just Knights just decided to capitalize on the lack of pressure. Seabiscuit almost puts it towards net. Tashega is there. He puts it in to make it a 2-goal deficit.
And I absolutely love that goal explosion, dude. And you can see this shot is worthy of the goal explosion. He gets all the way around this ball. He uses the flip perfectly to slot it right in front of Squintle's face as he dives for it. And that's the road back. That is 1 of 3. And I don't know what you think they're gonna have to do, because that kind of just seems like a lapse in defense. If they're gonna have to force more of those, I don't know what you think is the game plan here for Hydra.
Seems like Hydra just needs to balance back. As you can see, the defense did peak a little bit there. Just needs to, I don't know, need to see a lot more offensive pressure here, I feel like, from Hydra.
I would have to agree with you there, as defense is not going to win this game at this point. It may win championships, but when you're down 3-1, you got to find some offense for yourself as Biscuit. Plenty of boost, tries to take it soft, stay in control, but Squintle is just going to ego challenge him. He's going to find the double. Squintle, with nobody in his pass, is going to put it home.
I could say in the time that I haven't known Squintle, I've known him pretty well now. As you can see, got the mechanics there, the backboard reads. Interesting gameplay so far, Pepperoni.
I'd have to agree, and if you look at your screen there, you'll notice there's 1 player on your entire picture, and there's not a single defender from Hydra to be seen. I guess they all kind of expected Biscuit to beat out Squintle, but Squintle, that's having none of it, as Mayo is finally going to find the back of the net himself, and he's going to take that goal off the board.
Yeah, it seems like Knights here had a little awkward moment there. Nobody to defend. Just an awkward situation for him.
And I'm really happy that Mayo is able to get that with such little time coming off the clock, since the last one is Vulcan tries to put it back right, but Tashega will take care of it. Squintle beating out Tashega pretty soundly here, but Biscuit with a nice backboard rotation is going to clean it up. Vulcan trying to find a mid-pass, as nobody's there other than a defender who will get the ball going right in front of him, as it is just chaos right now. It seems like the Hydra cannot find a touch, as it is just free play right now for Knights. With time ticking away, they finally find their way onto the opponent's side of the field. And it is awkward in the air if a shot comes through, but it will not, as Squintle. Looks like nobody in the field has boost right now, so it's kind of awkward, but Mayo is going to get another goal for himself, and it is the winnable game now.
Seems like Knights here, a little awkward on the backboard. Mayo just putting it perfect right on the left side of the net. Nothing you can really do there.
Yeah, and that goal was coming from a mile away, as everybody was pretty much starved out on the Knights' defensive half, and it kind of just collapsed as Mayo puts it in the one spot that the opponent cannot reach it. As time ticks away here, 25 seconds to go. Tashega trying to find the equalizer, but Vulcan just up so early is going to cut that off before it even gets happening. And time is just ticking away, and Vulcan is just playing with it. Biscuit with 15 seconds left to go, trying to find a pass to Tashega. He has him. Tashega had an opportunity, but plays the slow game, and it will be collected by Squintle as time ticks away. He's just killing time. Back passes in a booming clear, but it does go right to Biscuit. Biscuit over to Tashega, trying to find it back to Biscuit, but Squintle will down it, and the Knights, maybe the underdog, They're looking very dominant in their game 1 win.
I was pretty excited for the reverse. Well, for the comeback there.
Yeah.
Would have been an amazing overtime.
Yeah, and that's not exactly how I expected that first game to go. Hydra, I don't feel like they're known for coming out slow. I don't know if they sweep every single game they've played. I know they swept a few, but it seems like a lot of their series do kind of they take a little while to get going. So we'll see how it goes going into game 2. I do want to call on Biscuit to make it happen. 150 points is not exactly what you expect from him. He is kind of he's a big name guy, so we'll see what he can do going into this next game. But I'm really hoping we can have an even series as we head to game 3. We'll see how it goes.
As Tashiga says, so we replay game 1.
If only. I mean, I don't know what you think is the game plan here for Hydra, but they looked so lost in the first like 2 minutes. I feel like they dug their hole too deep to get out of.
Yeah, that 3-0 goal lead there. Feel like messed up with them mentally. Had opportunity to get back, just couldn't capitalize on time.
I mean, it was a kind of a promising finish though, as they were finally starting to attack consistently and keep pressure. They just ran out of precious seconds as Vulcan doesn't get the touch he was hoping for, and the Biscuit's going to put off the backboard, looks for the bump. A well-placed shot would have been the icebreaker for game 2, but it does go high as Mayo tries to take it around, looking for Tashega, who backflips, but Sosa would have had him well beat anyway. Biscuit has a shot, puts it off the wall, and a very nice read by Vulcan is going to clear it all the way downfield. Mayo pops it over one, has the boost to work with, tries to 50 out Squintle, will read it very nicely. Tashega beats out another, and the Knights in a very vulnerable situation here. If the ball can get into the midfield, I feel like there's not much boost to work with, but nice clear by Vulcan. We'll go right back to 2 people waiting for it. A double commit is probably the break that the Knights were waiting for, and another double commit comes through, and Vulcan with an easy double to get it downfield. As he has a one-on-one situation, looks for the bump, but it is off target. But either way, the Knights will breathe some air as they get off of defense here, Crispy, and try to move their offense.
Yeah, it seems like Vulcans have had a nice peak in defense, a little less aggressive on offense. Not sure what their plan is here. Seems like Hydra's showing off the mechanics a little bit more. Each team's just got to work on those weaknesses and come out on top. I feel like, you know.
And I have to agree is the passing plays have been something it seems like the Knights are looking for. A lot of times somebody passes it and nobody's there in the midfield to finish it off. That time they were, but they're on the wrong side of the field for that to work out, as Biscuit is just racing downfield, pressuring Sosa to get it out. He will do a very nice job and hits, I think it's Vulcan on the sidewall, puts it mid, but Mayo is just waiting for it and dunks out Vulcan. And Sosa just has to collect this with no boost to work with. On the backboard is Biscuit looking for a pass mid. It is over the head of Mayo. And Vulcan is going to try to dunk it out and will do it nicely. Vulcan trying to get a bump to put it home anyway by himself, but will not be able to do it. Tashega looking for the pass mid. Has boost to work with, but decides to let his teammate have it. And so far, this game has been nothing like the last one, Crispy, as we are still waiting for that first goal of the game.
Indeed. Seems like Hydra's keeping the offense there. Knights are just keeping the defense going. Once one cracks, the other team will surely make a goal just to break that, get that icebreaker.
And Sosa had if he had a teammate there, that would have been a beautiful passing plays. He hit it a little wide, but either way, there was a goalie waiting on it. Squintle has a shot, puts it back post, which is well placed, but 2 defenders in net means it's probably not usually going to find much success as a demo from Vulcan, who is playing a very physical game. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Vulcan, as he's not just topping the scoreboard with points by a good margin. He is making his presence being felt in the places that are not recorded on the scoreboard, as a whip comes through by Squintle, and that does relieve a lot of the pressure. Tashega want to try to start the counterattack. Biscuit puts it off the backboard. Sosa is just waiting for a booming clear over to Vulcan. Vulcan tries to slot it home in a beautiful shot, and the passing play counterattack will find the back of the net for the Knights.
That backboard read from Sousa to Vulcan was astronomical. Tashiga was out of reach just by a tad bit, giving Knights the 1-goal lead here. I figured it had been Hydra getting the 1-goal lead at least.
Yeah, and Squintle takes this ball into the wrong side of the field if you're Hydra. This is not the way you need to be going. Is Mayo looking for the shot, and a crazy redirect comes through from Mayo, and he will equalize the game.
Yeah, nice clear by Biscuit there, popping it down. Mayo just there for the angle, getting it past 2 defenders. This is what Rival is all about.
That's the offensive firepower I was talking about from this team. They are so capable with the mechanics and the redirects. It is all in the bag. They just have to have the opportunity to bring it out as Biscuit with a slow bouncer. Will make Squintle use some boost at the very least. Mayo gets it past 1, and a whiff comes through. Tashega centering this ball. Mayo makes 2 people go. It is an open net right now. Tashega trying to find Biscuit, but Vulcan, along with 2 other defenders racing back, will clean it up. And Mayo has an opportunity as it kind of just stalled out for a second there. I mean, with an equalized game here, I kind of feel like everything we went through in the last minute from both these teams with really nice play shots just means nothing now as it comes down to this last minute, Crispy.
It seems like Mayo's got the ball there. Tries to put it on. Tashika almost gets it there. It's just been one crazy series, I feel like, for tonight's rival matches. 2 teams known well for their offense and defense going at it. I wouldn't do anything else on my Monday night.
I have to agree with you. After a long weekend of work, it is nice to watch Sosa put in the maybe game-deciding goal as Knights trying to take a 2-0 lead in the series, and Tashega, little drop down. Not exactly the guy he was hoping would find the end of that, but either way, Sosa is going to give the Knights the lead and is once again on Hydra. They were able to equalize pretty quickly. Last time they lost the tie. We'll see if they can do the same here. As Biscuit with a banging read off the corner. Sosa gets it over to Tashega, has enough boost to get it around to the midfield, but a nice cutoff by Mayo. Tashega trying to race this one. Squintle in a very awkward situation, but Biscuit cannot find the touch. He once again finds himself on the lower end of the scoreboard, and we are just waiting for that pop-off Biscuit to come through as Mayo has the boost to work with. This is the opportunity, has 1 defender to beat, goes for the reset, is going to find the back of the net. It had to be Mayo, and he's going to make it happen.
As I said before, Mayo's well known for mechanics. As you can see, just so little boost, but was able to get that nutty shot against Sousa. This is the stuff that makes Hydra Hydra.
I would have to agree, and that is, I mean, it didn't take as long as the first time. I feel like the first time around, Mayo slotted it home very quickly, but they were making us sweat for a second there, but it will find the back of the net as we round the last 10 seconds down. Biscuit trying to get one before it goes to OT. That is a nice bounce off backboard. Tashega has an opportunity. Is going to put it in the back of the net. And the defensive miss from the Knights is going to tie the series up.
It would have been such a banger for Knights to be able to get that 2-game lead. But it seems like Hydra came out on top, making it a tied series. We got an interesting series here already.
That was the team I was waiting to show up. And they just waited for like the last minute of the game to make it seem like I know what I'm talking about when I call them an offensive team. They've had their overcommits on defense for sure, but you can see when they have boost and room to work with, if you give them one-on-one situations, I think I'm taking Hydra every day of the week over every one of these players. I mean, even Vulcan with almost 500 points, he topped every scoreboard performance in that game, but an unfortunate whiff from the backboard by the Knights means that Hydra is going to take game 2, and they're going to make this series a little more interesting than it would have been, because I think 2-0 by Knights is a kind of sleeper, so we got a series on our hands now here, so Crispy.
Indeed, I see game 5 coming along actually, Pepperoni. Very interesting. His muffle.
Oh my gosh.
What's it in there?
I mean, Mayo kind of has to put those home. That was a free shot, and we've seen the shots he's hit already in this series, so you don't expect to miss in the open net. And Mayo off the ceiling, that is an open net for Tashega, and he's going to put it bar down, because is there any other way to do it for a mechanical beast like Tashega? 1-0 for Hydra.
I feel like Hydra's waking up now. Seems like Nice is just lacking on defense there a little bit too much for Hydra to make a move there. Nice just needs to buckle down on defense to make sure those shots aren't possible, as we've seen can be possible.
And all the double commits I've seen have been from Hydra, and that was the first really costly double commit by the Knights, and it means 2 people just fly across the net and nobody's able to make the clear. And I mean, Tashega has the easiest shot of his life and still put it bar down. That just shows you, I mean, if they can do that if they can hit them bar downs with a defender in net, I don't know if that defender is going to be able to do much. As a 1-0 lead is kind of where we expect to find Hydra. I mean, 4-0 in the standings. This is not a team you expect to start very slow and you go down 0-2, and it almost happened. But if it weren't thanks for some really nice shots, this would be a very different series. But either way, Falcon trying to get some momentum back to the Knights. They just seem dead in the water right now after that really strong start in the first couple games. Tashega has boost to work with, trying to get around. He does fake out multiple people, but it is a group effort to get it cleared to the corner. Quinto is going to reverse fields here, and a nice pinch over the back of Biscuit means this is going the other way. Squintle trying to find a redirect, and a shot from Sosa is going to find the top deck of the net, and we're tied up.
As you can see, Tashiga was in an awkward situation there. Squintle puts it on the wall. Mayo challenges a little too early, giving Sosa the opportunity to put it in net. Just very unfortunate event for Hydra, but very fortunate event for Knights.
Yeah, very nice kickoff here from Biscuit means this is an opportunity for a kickoff goal as it will make two people go, and Mayo has a shot on net, but Squintle does stay in control of his car and gets back to another ball. And a clear comes out, but it is right to the waiting arms of Mayo, and he's going to try to slide it top left, and another double commit comes through. We start to see a trend here as Squintle is going to clean up the pressure, and he puts a shot on target and a banger, and nobody from Hydra was ready for that, and a nice counterattack just from Squintle alone.
I'm going to tell you, Pepperoni, even I wasn't ready for that. It seems like he just puts it right in the middle. A banger at 65 miles an hour, and nobody was even back to be able to save that.
Yeah, I think we're all just waiting for a Hydra player to come onto our screen and make the easy clear. And there's just nobody to be seen. They were also just preoccupied with that attack on offense. They were not ready for Squintle's very quick counterattack and just bangs it top deck. And a little pressure starting to mount. And you can see how quickly the Knights are dealing with any sort of pressure. Squintle with a pass from Vulcan. If he puts that in the top shelf, I don't think that's savable. But he will roll it to him, and there's a counterattack opportunity. Vulcan, another quick and easy clear. It seems like the offense is just not lasting very long. A double commit comes through. Open net. Sosa puts it off the backboard. Doesn't have 200 boost to be able to get back to that, so it will not be too dangerous. As Hydra, they need to find this equalizer pretty soon because it seems like every time they get on offense, it is counterattack immediately. And I'm starting to see a trend here, Crispy, and it's not a good one for Hydra.
Indeed, on offense or defense, they do tend to double commit. But
Go! Oh my gosh!
Vulcan
What a shot.
almost saved that, but sadly redirected it into his own net.
This is pain. But what we call it a good shot is that was on target, but Vulcan just couldn't get the pinch outwards. But I mean, I asked for an equalizer before it got dangerous, and they gave us that, Crispy.
Indeed, it's going to be an interesting game now as it is tied up with 2 minutes left. Just got to see one team break down and see the other team succeed.
Yeah, and Biscuit, he has 38 points right now. He is not feeling himself in this series. He is one of the guys I look up to Biscuit as a player. He is so capable of just taking over a series. So if you're Hydra, if you can squeak these games out, just imagine this team when Biscuit is just all over the place making pop-off plays. Mayo puts it off the backboard for Tashega, and that does get another 2 defenders to go. And Biscuit trying to find a pass to Tashega. It was an open net, and I will say he tried to pass it and it was a miss, but either way, that has to be a goal for Hydra. And a huge bump from Sosa just says, get out of my way. That is not your ball. And Sosa is going to bang this downfield. And we need to see Hydra start to take control of their offensive plays here, because every time they find themselves on the Knight side, it is so easily cleaned up by an easy clear. They just take it out with ease, and a demo comes through. This does open up a lot of room, but Mayo will do his job as the third man. Squintle right to the waiting arms of Biscuit, but Tashega is first up to this. If he has the boost to work with, I don't think he's even going to try. He's going to play the safe game as the last minute rolls around here, Crispy. I don't know where you see this game going, but this is as intense as it's going to get.
To be honest, I don't even know. Seems Vulcan with the dribble there. Squintle is in position, but he doesn't want to go for it. Seems like each team, oh my, almost puts it in. Each team's just playing the safe game a little too safe, in my opinion.
Yeah, and just like 20 seconds earlier, Tashega I'm not sure if he had the boost to work with, but he had the reset and has decided just to go back down to the ground. So both teams playing very cautious. They know what's at stake here. This is a huge matchup for these teams. As Sashega gets, I don't even know if he got a touch there, but he does fake out one. Mayo puts it off the sidewall. That will be straight down to the ground as Squintle lets it go. And this is probably where you're going to decide this series more often than not, as the kickoff does go right to Vulcan's arms. Has a chance for the double tap. If he has the angle, he will not have it. A nice opportunity there, but not an easy shot nonetheless. And it will not be too dangerous now for Hydra. Vulcan just feels up to banging this ball downfield and allowing his team to get some boost. And it will pay off as the pressure does start to mount here. Shot for Squintle, just barely off target, ran out of boost. You have to think if he had about 5 more boosts, he's able to get around that ball a little more. And that is night for Hydra, maybe even in the series. But either way, they will stand tall on defense. As just 30 seconds into this OT, we've seen plenty of opportunities from the Knights. Now, Crispy, I want to see Hydra start to show us some of that offensive firepower, because you can just see right now it's just chaos.
Yeah, as you can see, Knights is putting on the pressure. Hydra kind of playing the safe game. We need to see Hydra putting it on us. She almost puts it on, but Squintle puts it up, saves it. Seems like Knights is just hammering down defense, like I was saying before. As you can see, both teams are putting it on the net, just can't finish it. Interesting series so far, Pepperoni. I'm happy I got to cast this one.
Yeah, and you can see Tashega by any means necessary, and Mayo, he is down for that way too, as it is getting dirty, as both teams really want this win. And if you can't keep offensive power or offensive possession for very long, just throw some demos in there. Just kill the guy that would normally be clearing that ball. And as Falcon is just on his nose, making his way downfield, it will somehow work out for a few seconds, but not before Mayo takes control of it. Mayo tries to find a redirect, and that would have been disgusting. Something that we do expect to see from Mayo. There's no way that finds the back of the net. The slowest shot ever is enough to take Game 3 for the Hydra.
Oh my. Making it a 2-1 series. Vulcan with the unfortunate own goal. I did not expect it to go this way, Pepperoni. It is one crazy series so far.
And that was, if you turn your attention to the scoreboard, you had 2 people above 700 points for Hydra. And Biscuit is just the anchor right now with 180, and they're still able to get a win. And if you're the Knights, I mean, you got 3 players all playing their role. I mean, when you have 9 saves coming through, I mean, you're doing something wrong if you're spending that much time on defense. So, Knights, they gotta flip the script here, because this went from being a 2-0 series to that last game being stolen from them, and now they're facing down the barrel of taking a 3-1 L. And that is not what you want to do when you had an undefeated team in your grasp. So, Crispy, who's he going to have to be from the Knights to make the difference and bring us to Champions Field?
I feel Zeus has been playing pretty well all around. Squintle's been making some nutty touches. Vulcan, I feel like all around. I just feel like Hydra needs to drop down in their defense for Knights to be able to be a little bit more aggressive here. I could still see it either way. I see a game 5, honestly.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one, because I was not convinced in the slightest who was the better team in that last game. I feel like if you play 15 games of this series, you probably finish in an 8-7. This is how this is looking right now. But either way, we find ourselves into Game 4, and kickoff goes very strongly towards Hydra. And Mayo trying to get a pass from midfield, but a very weird situation with the bounce off the wall. Means it will not be anything to worry about for the defense, as 2 people having to dive in front of that one, as neither one was ready for the shot. And a shot on target here, Mayo will clean it up. And this is such a tense series right now. Hydra trying to stay undefeated. They're so famous, at least Biscuit is, for this team of having early undefeated sprees. And you would hate to see it end this quickly, but the Knights, they're giving a run for their money. And if you told me one of these teams is undefeated and the other is not, I don't think I'd be able to tell you who it is, Crispy.
I don't think I could tell you either, honestly.
As you can see Vulcan trying to take it across his net. That was dangerous. And a shot from Tashega off the backboard. If he has the double, it is open. And what a save by Sousa. He was the last man in the area for his team, and he will make it happen against 2 people. He's able to win the 50. Biscuit off the backboard. Mayo gets it around 2 people, but a bump from Sosa onto Mayo means he is out of the play. Tashega off the ceiling. Pushed off the ground, looking for the double into the back of the net. I don't even know what he just did, but it just threw everybody off on defense.
Seems like a touch stealing. Tried to get the ground pinch, but it still worked out for him. Squintle just backflipping. I haven't lost at words, Pepperoni. I don't even know how to describe that play there.
That was pain. That's how you describe that. If you're Squintle, you just got double tapped on the ground. Like, I don't know what that is. He saw that play coming from a mile away, but just didn't know how to handle it. That is not an often situation you find yourself in. As a bump comes through to Vulcan, but Squintle's got full control. But it does get shot right back into the midfield. Mayo 50's out Vulcan. Biscuit trying to find a pass mid, but Tashega understands he is the last man back, and that is probably not a very wise ball to go for, as he's going to 50 out 2 people into the midfield. Biscuit is just trying so hard to make an impact in the series, but he's not even playing poorly. It just seems like every time he goes for a shot, the way he's rotating, he's just met with an immediate challenge. As off the corner gets a pass, and a shot comes through with 3 people in the area, and it still almost finds the back of the net. Vulcan trying to take control off the ceiling, and a booming clear from Biscuit. Not even booming, but just enough to buy some time. Sosa with the reset tries to musty. I don't know if that was the situation to do it, but he was getting bored, so we'll let him have it. And Crispy, I cannot tell you if Hydra's gonna keep this as a 1-0 lead, because right now both teams are having plenty of opportunities on the other team's side.
I could audit. Well, it seems like Knights here is putting it on their side a little bit, as it goes straight back to Knights' side. Hydra. Mayo's on ceiling. Almost gets the read. Sosa with the touch. I don't know what to say, Pepperoni. I'm at a loss for words for this whole thing. It's Tashega makes it a 2-0 lead.
Tashega, bro. He's always the guy to do it for this team. Mayo has, I mean, he had the pop-off game 1 and 2, but now it is Tashega's show. I mean, he's got the 2 goals by himself. I mean, it's the 2-2-2 clock line, so you gotta put in your second goal on target. You know, it's the rule. As kickoff goes right to Squintle, but it is right to Mayo, who saw it coming all the way and clears it to the corner. Sosa tries to beat out one, but Mayo is just too fast and is running the lobby right now. It's a booming clear out of Mayo and a nice redex by Tashega, but Sosa in an awkward situation. He had a lot more time than he realized, and he will just throw it downfield. Tashega has boost to work with, gets it around 1. He has Biscuit in the midfield, gets bumped out before he can get the flick over to him. Now 50 comes through. A bit of chaos right now for the Knights. No boost for Vulcan, but Tashega doesn't know that, and he will go right into Vulcan's hood, and he will 50 out Tashega. But with a minute and a half left to go pretty much here, it is now or never for the Knights. They're showing so much promise. I feel like they're always on the Hydra side of the field, but they're still scoreless here, Crispy.
Knights just need to buckle down. I'm seeing a lot of double commits, low boost, like they're not managing their boost very well.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
As they put one in, they contradict what I say. 1 goal down, a minute 20. There's still hope for Knights, Pepperoni. There's still hope.
Okay, chat. We don't talk about this. Nothing will be said to Biscuit about what just happened. Okay? He didn't see it. No clipping it. Okay? He's doing his best, and he wants a game 5. Okay? We stand for that. Okay? So 2-1 now. Knights, they were given a bit of a freebie. Biscuit trying to get it back for his team, but Squintle is just not having any of it. Doesn't have the same generosity as Biscuit did the other time around. Mayo tries. He does actually fake out 1. If he gets to the midfield, Tashega is waiting, but a horrible mistouch, a very open goal, means it will not be a 2-goal lead once again for Hydra as time ticks away. We are on the Hydra side of the field. This ball pinches right over to Sosa, has boost to work with. Very awkward situation off the ceiling. Does his best to pass it down, but Vulcan, as third man, cannot risk that. But I mean, you have to say, at what point do you risk that? You're down a goal with 40 seconds. I think you have to take these risks. As Squintle tries to get it over 1. He does. Biscuit with the whiff. And a 50 comes through Mayo. Very clutch play. 30 seconds left to go here. Mayo finds the open net. And that might just be lights out for the night series.
It seems like it. Maybe Knights won't be able to make it that 4-1 and make Hydra 4-1. I was hoping for Knights. I was rooting for Knights. 30 seconds. 2-goal deficit. I'm still rooting for Knights.
Yeah, it is possible, and a good kickoff from Vulcan is definitely the way to go with that. As he will be called off and let Squintle have it, but Squintle is not going to find the touch, and 20 seconds left to go. You don't have time to waste 5 seconds off the clock with a mistouch. And now Teixeira gets it over one, and that is just going to roll its way right into the back of the net. No, it will not. It'll be off the post, but either way, Mayo is there to clean it up. And that is lights out for this series, and good night to Knights. It will fall to 3-2 in the season. And the Hydra, they will move on and stay undefeated here.
Making it 5-0. I think, is Hydra the only team undefeated so far, Pepperoni?
I think Distortion is undefeated as well. I'm actually not sure if there's more than just the two, but I mean, if you're Distortion, I think we all know who they were pulling for this series. As it is nice to be, hey, we're easily the #1 team. We're the only undefeated team here, and that will not be the case as Hydra, they stand tall, and Biscuit has 72 points as Vulcan gets one for the road. But I mean, imagine this team at full power. Biscuit is just not even participating. He's playing his role. He's not playing bad by any means. But it just seems like Teixeira and Mayo just 2v3 this series.
As you can see, Sousa instant left. Looks like Swintel did too. They were not having it. They were not going to sit in that lobby. Hydra 5-0, Knights 3-2. What an amazing series, Pepperoni.
Yeah, and I am so impressed right now with the way Teixeira and Mayo play together. They feel like they're such easy at linking up together in all these situations. Not a lot of rotational errors later in the series, but either way, I think we all kind of expected Hydra to be the favorite. Started a little rocky, but you have to say the series probably decided with that last second goal in game 2. So either way, that is all from me and Crispy. It was a fun series. Definitely wish it went to 5, but I'm happy with the result either way. It was very entertaining. And Crispy, thanks for casting with me. What do you have before we let it go?
Woo, go Hydra. Go on the bandwagon.
I feel that. I mean, at what point is Hydra going to take their first L of the season? This is kind of every season now, and they're going to keep it going for now. That is all for Game 2 here. As our last match, we'll head over to the Novice League, and you do not want to miss it because I do believe we have the Psycho on the call, so you don't want to miss that. It's going to be a hyped game, so don't go anywhere, guys.